Right, I want us to get into what's trending and see what's been happening on social media. And I'm joined by Winfrey Owino from the digital desk. Winfrey, good morning.
Good morning, Fatia.
Good to see you. I want us to start off with, of course, what's happening in Nairobi. The Nairobi governor, Johnson Sakaja, has some proposals for the county. Tell us about that.
Okay, good to see you too, Fatia. Well, this morning we are waking up to news of Governor Sakaja releasing proposals of how taxes will be remitted in Nairobi County. And surprisingly, Governor Sakaja was actually elected on a Kenya Kwanza ticket, and the whole narrative was about the hustler narrative and how we're going to improve them. So basically, the taxes that have been introduced are actually going to affect the hustlers, who are the low-income earners, more. This starts with the taxi drivers, the boda operators, those people who sell in markets, the business people who have business shops in towns and stalls. So for maybe just to confirm for you, like you see, for example, a taxi driver who was just operating manually without the online hailing app, they are going to be paying an annual registration fee of 5,000 shillings, and initially they were actually paying like 1,000 bob. And when you look at it, for instance, now for the parking fees, it's going up to 300 bob in CBD, Eastlands, Upper Hill, Gigiri, and areas like that, which are under zone 1. So basically, there are new taxes, and actually Kenyans are talking about this online. There's some banters online about this because it feels like they are out to go into the pockets of hustlers. Despite now, we also have the national taxes that are also affecting each and every one of us. But it's interesting to see how this bill will go. It is highly likely that it might not pass because majority of the MCAs in the Nairobi City County Assembly are from Azimio. So it might not pass, but those are the proposals that he has. And for more details on the proposal that he actually has, you can read our newspaper or the Standard Digital website, where we give you an in-depth analysis of what he says he wants to tax. And actually he says increasing these taxes, it's just for him to increase revenue for the county. So we'll actually see what the county assembly will say, how the MCAs will vote for this bill. But it's still not yet approved. It's still just a proposal, Fatia.
Right, we'll see how that turns out. But I want us to now go to another global story. Of course, yesterday was September 11th, the terrorist attack that happened in the US 22 years ago that claimed 3,000 lives. Tell us about that. Okay,
22 years ago, actually, the United States was attacked by a terror group called the Al-Qaeda, and actually the terrorists, there were 19 of them. They hijacked 4 planes. 2 of them were crashed into a twin tower in New York City, the south side and the South Tower and the North Tower, and then there was a third one that was crashed in Virginia, and then the 4th one now, it crashed in Pennsylvania, which is just like a short distance from the White House. So this was a very big a hit on the United States government. About 3,000 people lost their lives from this occurrence. So yesterday they marked 22 years since that happened. It happened in 2011, and actually President Biden was talking about it, and he was actually saying that there's an increase of internal terrorism in the United States, and he was actually telling politicians to kind of bring about unity for the people of the United States. But what is actually standing out for us is that this event was like now is connected to the 1998 bomb blast attack in Nairobi and the other one in Tanzania, because they were all aimed at the US embassy. So this whole thing is connected, but they marked their 22nd anniversary. It's one very emotional event that took place. There were tears, the names of those the victims who survived, those ones who also lost their lives were also there. So it was quite a somber event. It always is. For the last 22 years, it has always been. But I think this is something that will be there for years and years to come, because it was not such a small occurrence or anything of the sort. But yeah, so basically online pictures are trending from the anniversary ceremony that happened yesterday and what President Biden had to say. And they are actually preparing for the elections too. So yeah, basically that's it for the 9/11 22nd anniversary, Fatia.
Right, of course, that's always going to be a very sad time for US. It was one of the worst terrorist attacks in that country. But I want us to move on now. Let's talk about North Korea leader, that is Kim Jong-un, meeting. He's set to meet Russia's president, that is Vladimir Putin. It's not the first time they're meeting, but of course this is also a bit controversial. Tell us about that.
Yes, well, actually, it's not out of the ordinary for two heads of state to meet Fatia. But what stands out is that the two leaders that are meeting are quite controversial globally. Kim Jong-un is known to be a dictator. He has very strict rules for his country, and he comes from a hereditary style of leadership in North Korea, and he's set to meet Vladimir Putin, who is known for his very controversial remarks. His country has faced so many sanctions as a result of the Russia-Ukraine war, which he is believed to have a hand in, although there is no tangible evidence to place his name there. So they are set to meet today. Actually, Kim Jong-un has left North Korea, and Al Jazeera were actually reporting a few minutes ago that he has been seen in eastern Russia. So they are basically supposed to meet. They had met before in 2019, raised so many eyebrows, but today it's from just what the experts are saying, it's like they are meeting to talk about arms deal or arms trade or something of the sort. We all know North Korea is very big on ammunition and firearms and all that. So basically that's what they're going to meet, but we'll get to see what they'll say after the meeting. But for now, we're just waiting to see the meeting, how it will happen, where they will meet, and what they will talk about, and actually the message they will give to their people after the meeting, Fatia.
Right, very interesting. Thank you so much, Winfrey Win, of course, telling us what's been trending on social media. I want us to take a short commercial break here on News Diary. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.